It's up for grabs now!
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Piero!
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it! Well,
fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Good evening and welcome to the Arsenal Lounge. This is Friday Fan Cam. It's been a little while since we've done one of these. And me and African Goon are in the house at the moment. There'll be some others, I'm sure, popping on, and we'll be putting our link out there. This is hopefully a show where everyone can sort of come in and have their say. You know, wherever you are out there, we'll drop you a link. Come in, have a say. We'll give you 5 minutes to quiz us and put your points across. On top of that, you know, there's some news out there at the moment. There's lots happening in the transfer, sort of sagas right now. So me and African are going to kick this off. Big up to True Gooner, who's already in the chat group. So African, welcome on board. Good to see you, buddy. What do you make of everything you've been hearing today?
Yeah, Lev, nice to see you. Happy New Year. Hopefully it's a good year for Arsenal, foremost. Seems like we're off to a good start. Obviously, no loss in 5 games. Been on a good winning streak, good positive streak, clean sheets. And yeah, obviously today was kind of the wake up call in the morning that we signed a new goalkeeper. Obviously, the backup keeper from Brighton that's been starting for them over the past few seasons. You know, apart from this season, he's a veteran in the league, 140 some Premier League appearances, and he's experienced. So you know, a 6 month loan is a great signing, and it's not often that Arsenal are able to, you know, pull off a signing without anybody even, you know, having a sniff, and that goes for other clubs as well, right? It's very rare these days that something goes undercover like that. So that was a surprise. And then the Odegaard one is the one that is really exciting and interesting because obviously I think he's better than Ceballos, he's better than El Neni, you know, he's better than Xhaka, and there's really a case for him to start next to Partey and keep Smith Rowe where he's playing and have a really dynamic and versatile midfield where these guys are interchanging, you know. And it really gives me optimism and hope for the Europa League this season. I mean, I really feel much more confident, you know, to play Benfica now, you know. I don't know about you, but really, I mean, if the Odegaard deal gets done, and I want to emphasize this, he needs to play. I don't want him to come and sit on the bench and, you know, he needs to integrate and all that other crap. We know, you know, that happens. He needs to play. Give him the minutes he deserves because, you know, I think he's better than all the players that we have right now, apart from Partey and Smith Rowe. So that could be really exciting and could be a turn for us to be hopeful to have something this season, a trophy, you know, top 4, top 6, whatever it is. You know, there's actually hope because we've done the right business for once.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I say to people. I mean, everyone's sort of got their opinions of who we're going for and whether he's the right man. And everyone seems to think they know it, right? And let's be honest here. We don't know how this is going to pan out. Whichever player you purchase, and I was thinking about this today, whichever player we purchase comes with a risk element. You don't know. Look, we've spent 72 million on Pepe. Have we seen the value of Pepe? No, we haven't. Definitely. But then, sorry about that. But then we go and get a youngster, Emil Smith Rowe, bring him into the ranks, and it changes everything for you, right? So we don't know. What we do know is Odegaard is an extremely talented individual. He was being touted around at 15. We'd had him at our grounds. We'd have him Highland, had a look around the training facilities, all that sort of thing. But you know, imagine at 15, Real Madrid wanting you. 15 years old, how good you have to be? You have to be an amazing player for them to be, you know, hunting you down like that. And apparently, 100%. His loan period at Real Sociedad was apparently amazing there. So look, I think it's what I'm impressed about. Yeah, Africans. What I'm impressed about is we are at least showing intent. And we're doing the right things. We're being ruthless. We needed a goalie. No one knew about Matt Ryan. Boom. And I've checked his stats. He looks decent. He was a first teamer up until last season. So I mean, you know, I'll trust him rather than Runeson if we need him. And then we've gone in and we're now going for Odegaard. The only thing about Odegaard is, all right, let me give you something about Odegaard. If you close your eyes and think of a deodorant can and then think Odegaard, it changes. The whole thing changes for you. So now all I think is Odegaard, a deodorant. And so I'm trying to get that out of my head. But other than that, we are showing intent. So, go on.
I 100% agree with you. I think real emphasis on ruthlessness. I mean, if it really was done today, I mean, 2 deals, in 24 hours in the January transfer window is very unlike Arsenal, right? Especially one that no one has heard of or is expecting. So, yeah, I mean, great to see some ruthlessness, and there's still some leeway because we still have a long way to go. Let's get that right. We need still another 3, 4, maybe even 5 really good, solid players to really make up this team to be competitive enough for a title race or a Champions League run. So I'm really interested and happy to see that, one, we got rid of a lot of these players and canceled their contracts, which we should have done in the summer, because what was the point of waiting till now if we ended up still paying them anyways? At least it's done. Let's forget about it. At least it's done. We've moved on from it. Let's see if we can get Mustafi out. But now in the summer, that's when I really test Arteta and I say, listen, okay, show me what is the type of player that you're going to bring to our team and our club. What do you envisage as a really good, strong team? And then once I see those players that he so-called wants, then I can really make an assessment on if he's the right person, because he really hasn't had a chance. We know we've had a really crap team, and he seems to be doing the right things right now on a good run. I'm quite positive and confident that he can do good things. He just needs to get the players. Once he has the players, there's no more excuses, and then we can take it from there and say, listen, the board didn't back him, or he's not good enough. We're seeing the same things. But until then, really, I mean, 2 loan signings to kind of limp through the rest of the seasons, but I don't really want to say limp through the rest of the season, because I think that's a little bit of injustice. I think these are really good signings. Really in January we make really bad signings when we try to loan these players like Dennis Suarez, like Kim Kallstrom, and then it's just a waste of money. But this time it feels like these players are actually going to make some type of impact on the team, which is great.
People that actually want to prove a point is what we're getting right now. I held off from bringing him in because I wanted to introduce a new guest of ours, and I'm hoping he's going to be coming on a lot more. My main man, Springer. How you doing? You muted, by the way, I think.
Yeah.
Come on, amateurs. This is what it is. Amateur hour with Springer. Yeah, there he is.
Fucking hell, mate. I'm in.
Oh, here we go.
What are we discussing, bruv?
Yes, this is it now. Welcome to the house. Have you two met before, Springer, African?
No, I follow African Goon still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, good. So listen, what we're discussing at the moment, as you know, is a bit of transfer goss. Everyone's got their opinions out there. Everyone's talking about like Odegaard, who's he? Some are saying, oh my God, he's a flop. Others are saying, yeah, he's amazing. I think it's a good signing. I think he was great at Real Sociedad. That's what we were saying. And it shows someone who's coming in who really wants to prove himself. He could have gone back for an easier life at Real Sociedad. So maybe it's his way of saying to Real Madrid, look, I'm stepping up my game now.
So we shouldn't say that, because maybe it wasn't his choice, right? We've read that Real Madrid basically didn't want to sell him or loan him to Real Sociedad because they're competitors for the Champions League positions in La Liga this season. So technically they didn't want us to improve a rival, which is why he's come. So ultimately, I really don't care. I mean, the fact that he's going to be
coming. That's all I care about. Coming. So. He's coming. That's all that matters. Yeah. So Springer, what do you think about how Arsenal are acting in this January transfer window at the moment? I mean,
you know what?
Quite ruthless.
You know what? I think it's good that they're only loaning players, because it doesn't make sense. We still don't know what's going to happen with Arteta. Let's be honest, yeah?
Yeah.
In our league position. So it don't make sense him buying permanent players and then they sack him and then you're left with his players now and the next manager doesn't want to use them. Do you get what I mean? So I think, you know what? Bring in the loan players to get us where we need to be. And then in summer, if they're good, you buy them. If they're not good, then you send them back. But then you can buy a fresh crop of players in summer. So I think, you know what? For this window, we should just carry on loaning players. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen the guy play, so I'm not going to be like most people, like, yeah, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. I don't know. But I think you know what? Yeah, they've covered the keeper, innit? We needed a backup keeper. They've loaned one.
That was a surprise. We were saying that as well. We were saying how that just came out of nowhere, didn't it? There was usually with Arsenal, there's this long, drawn-out rumor process going on. It's going to be this guy, and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, they just drag it out forever. This was painless. This was like, we just got a. There you go. A backup keeper. Boom, done. There you go. Just put it there. Yeah. And that was nice. It was like, okay, I feel better about that now. Do you know what I mean? It was simple. It was so simple. What I'm saying is, whether or not they're the right players, they're doing the right things for me. They're getting rid of the dross now. They're showing some intent. That's what I like. And they're going, you know
100%.
what? You lot out of here now. It's the new era, and they're looking to bring fresh blood in. And at least Odegaard, he's gonna come in to prove a point. And he's got talent. We know he's got talent. It's just whether or not he can deliver that in the Premier League. But we were also saying, Springer, that like there's no guarantees. 72 million on Pepe, he's done nothing. So
let me see about Pepe, right? Don't care what anyone says. He's had 2 years now. Yeah.
And it's hurting me. It's hurting me because I wanted him to be good.
Yeah, I understand. Like Arteta's not playing him regularly and run the games, and I get that. But he's had 2 years now. We can't keep saying, no, he's gonna come good. He's gonna good. Like fuck all that, man. Do you know what I mean? You've had 2 years. You're not good. I would sell him summer. Simple.
Boy,
you know what? How many chances are you going to give him?
Springer, ruthless. We're gonna got another guest in the house now.
You know what is here? Everyone's too nicey. I'm not giving Pepe like four years. We're gonna wait for 4 years to start playing ball. You've had 2 years, man.
The problem, Springer, is I totally agree with you, but we've lost so much money to just take another loss on this guy, man. Like he's worth
so
Blood, we ain't getting back the money, blood.
Sorry,
how you doing, Kesh, bro? Sorry, bro. You're right.
I'm not too bad, man. I'm all right. How you guys doing?
Good, man. It's just kicking off in here. These guys, Springer wants him sold. He wants Pepe sold in the summer window. So you think you just take the loss on it? Go on, Kesh.
I agree. Listen, you got to take the loss in it. At the end of the day, I think we can recoup at least 40 mil for him and find a player that can at least come in and produce more.
Bro, that's a big loss, man. That 30 mil is a solid.
Yeah, bro, it's a loss.
Team, you know?
What can you do to get that back?
Something million loss. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. I mean, I agree with you. It's hard to swallow because we said we're moving on. We're not going to make bad recruitment. We just lost so much money, and now we're saying our biggest transfer in our history. We're going to take another loss. It's just a joke.
But the guy made the bad recruitment.
Yeah. Agree.
He's not here no more, is he?
Yeah, I agree.
So,
well, you know what? Hold that, because we could go into that as well. And he got let go, didn't he? There's some dodge going on there. But let's just see what a few people are saying here. So, a couple of people agreeing with you, Springer, saying you're spitting lava. Someone's saying, I don't see Matt Ryan being an issue. Says Enrico. He's got that Premier League experience and seems a bit of a leader. Good signing, in my opinion. I probably agree with you. Hello, Mr. Bungle. The usual guys are in there. Brandon. The only thing that worries me about Odegaard is that it's only a 6-month deal and may take him a while to settle into the league. Therefore, we might not see the best of him. I mean, I don't know if they'll give an option to buy. I don't know if that's happening.
I don't understand why anyone is worried.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about a target that was never? He wasn't attainable, so he was never one of our targets. It's just a good solution has popped up at the right time, and we should be thankful. Like I never wanted us. I said from the January window, once Szoboszlai, we didn't go in for him. I said, listen, it's only Szoboszlai and Bundia we could probably get on a reasonable price. Then when I see Norwich is at the top of the league, he signed a new year last year, they're gonna bite your hand off either way. The ball's in their court, so they're going to demand 40 or whatever. I don't see the reason to go and overspend on a player when, I don't know about you guys, but I see some of our fans actually think top 4 is still reachable. Top 4 is not reachable. The likes of the Man United, the Liverpool, the City and Leicester, they've got that consistency in their team. So forget top 4. Stop thinking about it. Oh, we got top 4, so we should go and buy loads of players to help push us for it. What player is available that's up with good quality right now that's going to want to come to Arsenal? So there's no point overspending. Yeah. Summer is the best time to attack this.
Yeah. You're going to pay over the odds in January, aren't you? Let's be honest. You're going to pay over the odds for average as well. You're going to pay 60 million and get someone that's probably only worth 40, and we're going to be going around that same spiral again. We're going to end up with players that are overpriced and
Panic buying.
panic buying. That's
That's
exactly.
panic buying.
At least we're not doing that. I think it's a good solution. The Odegaard situation. It gives Emil Smith throwing him. It gives them a little something. They can swap them over in different games or different tournaments. They can move. Try them out. I'd rather that than Willian coming into that cam role or. Do you know what I mean? And trying to shoehorn Pepe into it right now.
I thought Willian was gonna do the thing this season. Remember, I was rating him. He plays shit, man.
I don't understand as well.
It's weird
because I see a lot of our fans saying, "Why did you not go for Eriksen, someone who knows the league?" This, that. I'm thinking Eriksen's on 300k. We've just got rid of Ozil, and you want to go backwards again.
This is what I'm saying.
I don't understand our fans.
It's
and then when
foolishness, Kesh.
it's ridiculous.
It's just foolishness. That's
It is. It's foolishness.
Foolishness from the man, them.
Right? Eriksen.
No, ridiculous. Let's see. Flo's in the house. How you doing, Flo? Akena Bodo, you're in the house again, bro. How you doing? Bungle, Carlito, El Guna, all you guys in the house. The Martinelli. Gary Baker, King Dong. Oh man, King Dong giving it large. So guys, all right. So then there's obviously we've got them 2 areas sorted for now. Look, we got to look positively. Partey's back now. It's like a new signing. They love to say that Arsenal. Martinelli's back. It's like a new signing. Gabriel's back. We're going to be far stronger moving forward, and I'm glad that we've sort of looking like we've address that conundrum, that area that's between the midfield and the strikers. It just wasn't connecting, and now it looks like we've got it's something's gone in his head. This ESR in there that's helped. We've got to go and get Odegaard. So now we're on the right path, right? So then
I don't want him to backtrack and start playing Xhaka and El Neni. He needs to stick to this formula and plug in Odegaard, Partey. So. No, that's the way.
I don't think you're gonna see a Odegaard and Partey partnership regularly. Like they're both. Like,
why not? It can work.
No,
instead of Tobias, you could play him instead of Tobias, maybe.
Against certain teams, you could do it. Against certain teams, you wouldn't be able to go up against every team in the league and play that sort of combination. You get, you know what I mean?
No, a team that lets you play, it'll be good.
He's very versatile. He's very versatile. He can play in the centre mid. He can play off the right. He can play in the 10. And what you might find is you then get the option to actually play with 2 8s. Really and truly. Like, it gives you a lot more solutions.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Is now I think the next thing we do need is that left back. Because, let's be honest, if Tierney gets injured tomorrow, we've seen how Ainsley Maitland-Niles plays on the as a left back. That last game... I like Ainsley. I like Maitland-Niles, but
that's not his position, though.
That left back position, that performance was awful. And I felt bad for him.
He sulks, though. He sulks. He was sulking.
Man, if I played like that, I would have sulked as well, man.
He was sulking.
It was a bad performance.
What are you sulking for? You on like fucking 90 grand a week, man.
I don't know about you guys, but my view on Maitland-Niles, I still maintain it the same. Like, I don't see what position that you can look at him and say he's good at and he's good enough to play for us as a regular. Like, he's not a right back. He's not a left back.
He's just a backup player.
No, there's good use for him, but I just feel
backup player.
A player of his age, like, when Man United had the John O'Shea's, they come in for certain games for tactical reasons. Like, he's very good at man marking certain wingers out of the game, and I understand it. But as a player of his age, you can't sit around at Arsenal and give in to that role. You need to go and play. Like, he says he's a centre mid, so he needs to go drop a level and go and find his level and play as a centre mid.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's what he is. He's a defensive midfielder, isn't he? He's a CDM. He's meant to be.
Really?
I would have, that's what he's meant to be. That's his position.
CM. I think he's just a CM. I mean, he can do both, but I don't know what he classifies.
I think he would be better used as a CDM because I do think he's physical. I do think he can defend. He has had some good performances for us.
You
can't say he hasn't. He hasn't suddenly become a poor player. Personally, if I was to use him, I'd use him as a backup. Say, like if it's the Papa John Pizza Cup, whatever it is they call it now. Yeah, I'd have him maybe. If you don't want to risk Partey, you can play him in that position. That's where I would play him. Do you know what I mean? But if you're not going to play him here, I don't know. But we do need that left back, and they're talking about Bertrand, right? So I think that would be a shrewd signing.
Me too. I'd love a veteran, experienced, and I think he would know that his position is just to play cup games, the smaller games, and when we need to rest Tierney. I mean,
you see that, Brendan? I don't believe in that.
Good.
Listen, we keep offering. Keep bringing that Brendan comment up. We keep offering these excuses, and I'm getting sick to death.
Let's have a look. This one.
I'm getting sick to death of it, bro.
Brandon, you're pissing.
I never heard anyone saying to any of the Invincible team when they went games without playing and then come in. They came in and did a job. They was always prepared. You saw what Mikel Arteta said about Cedric. He said he trains very well and he's always prepared. He's ready. I don't want to hear that I'm rusty because I've not played a game. You're playing at the top level in the Premier League.
You could argue that people got to get the speed of it, though. Sometimes
I understand that.
Was Edu rusty? Because remember, Edu was one of them players who
barely played. That's what I'm saying.
And cover players. He wasn't rusty when he used to come in.
Hold on. Henri was rusty when he came.
No, when he came, but I'm saying
when they was in the team, when they used to coming in and just covering.
In general,
for time.
You can be off the pace of the game. You can be off the pace of the game. When you can't get the basics right of a 5-yard pass, that to me is your lack of application. Your lack of application to the game. That's the way I see it.
I just think he was uncomfortable playing on that left side. It was alien to him. But the bit I couldn't fault, like I couldn't give him an excuse for. He was coming back onto his right side to play it back to the goalie, and he kicked it straight off. To a corner. And I was like,
I think he's lost confidence. I mean, I think he's over.
It was not good.
Over this whole scenario where he's just used, whenever we need him, and there's an injury or emergency, and that's when he's in the team. But otherwise, he's not part of the main team.
He's not part of the core of the team.
Yeah, he's over it. You can tell, and he's just not motivated to play well because he knows that even if he does play well, ultimately that doesn't. He's going to be back on the bench. So I can feel his frustration, and I think it's time for him to move on in the summer. I think we definitely made some promises to him when he wanted to move to Wolves, saying that he was going to get a certain amount of game time, and then it hasn't happened. And I think he's just over the situation. So move him on in the summer, in my opinion.
Yeah, listen, Arteta lied to him. Simple as that. Arteta lied to him.
Not enough.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes. He didn't cut it at Arsenal. He come through ranks. He didn't cut it. It's time to move on, man. Not everyone's going to make it, innit?
We could have done with that. We could have done with that 25 million now in January window.
Yeah, that 25 million look nice.
Do you know what I mean? You'd be flossing that. You'd be like, I'm going in for whoever I want. I've got 45 mil here, 25 mil here from selling my man earlier on to Wolves, but instead we've got him there and he's not playing. So is that another thing, an error from the past? At least we're looking like we're doing something about this now. And they've got this guy over from West Brom as well now. What's his name? Garlic. Hopefully that's going to sort out our contract situations and not balls it up in the future. Get it right. So I mean, we're doing the right things. But what about? We're catching up here. I mean, what about the last few weeks, the turnaround and the change since it's happened? What have you guys been thinking about it? It's weird. Like, it was not long ago we were losing 7 in a row and people were talking about relegation and shit. Can you imagine? Remember that? Yeah. So suddenly, it's like we're all gone from like we're gonna slit our throats to suddenly like it's changed again. But it's always one game away, isn't it? One game
right now. Where I feel like we shouldn't exaggerate too much. It's not like we're back in any race or anything, but we just salvage face. We've salvaged face. At least we're in the middle of the table, near where we were last season. There isn't much of a difference. And we've kind of saved face. And let's see what we can do for the rest of the season. I think ultimately, 8th, 7th, 6th. That's the highest we can go. I think focus on the Europa League. Hopefully, we get good picks in terms of the knockout rounds, and we can make it to the final and win it, because that's what I want. I want Champions League next season, man. I can't watch this Europa again or no Europe next season. So for me, it's put all the eggs in the basket for the Europa League and go for it.
Maybe the best thing that could happen is they run off to this new Super League. So they'll be playing in Europe every week then, won't they? Do you know what I mean? Because apparently they've invited all the founding clubs, right? So we would be in that bracket regardless of where our position is right now. But that's another story entirely. So I mean, look, moving forward as well. I mean, bring up whatever you want. And anyone in the chats, if you're around wherever you are, some of you in Moscow, Australia, whatever, if you want to come on and have your say, let us know. We drop the link. Come on and have 5 minutes and tell us what you know.
I'll tell you something. The turnaround's good though, because he's got them youngsters here, and them youngsters are cheeky with it. Smith and Saka, they're cheeky. They're like,
they're building up a lot of confidence. They're
cheeky with it, and
an England thing as well. That
I like it, but you know what? Yeah, I mean, we think we was in a bad place, you know.
Yeah, but we're still only one bad game away from it all going all like mad again, right?
It might be one game, and then we start winning a couple, hopefully. Do you get what I mean?
We got Southampton back-to-back now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Listen,
what are we going to do? What's he going to do for that? We were saying this on the on Real Talk, I think it was, with and basically Lee was saying, hopefully, he plays Bellerin on Saturday. Because if he plays Bellerin on Saturday, that means obviously Cedric staying in for the Premiership game. And for me right now, listen, Arsenal are a cup team, right? Like FA Cup is a big thing for them. But for me right now, the league's more important to get up that table. So if I had to pick which one to focus on, I would go straight up. That last team that played, Cedric was amazing. I've got to give it to him. You can't drop him. So, you know, what do you think is going to happen in these back-to-back games?
I don't see. Listen, Cedric's what? He played in. Did he play the Newcastle game? He did, didn't he? Listen, I don't see why he can't play 3 games. He can play the next 2 games with ease. He's not been playing.
I don't think he's going to do that though, is he?
No, but I'm saying it's not.
You're right. He can do it.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no reason for him to not play tomorrow against Southampton. There's no reason.
The concern is if he does play him tomorrow, then we're all going to be thinking, he's going to play Bellerin in the next game.
Yeah.
But if he does that,
that's why I'd rather he plays Bellerin and gets him out of my head from now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? No, listen, he can't drop Cedric for the league.
I think he'll play Bellerin. I think he'll play Bellerin tomorrow.
He's got to show the right message. That's more the important thing for me. It's like it should say to the backup guys that if you come in and you play better than the guy ahead of you, then you're staying in. Yeah. And then the guy ahead of you's got to look at that and go, shit, I've got to be better. I can't just because my name's Bellerin, I'm not getting in the team. That's what you need to inbreed in that squad, right? Yeah. So that's the most important reason he's got to play him. Surely.
No, it's true. Sure.
Agreed.
Because that's what his motto was, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Arteta's motto is. So we see. Yeah,
we'll see.
Oh, anyway, so what you reckon is going to happen then? What do you think the results are going to be coming up, like with the Southamptons and all this? Because, like, let's be honest, like 2 games back to back. Do you reckon we're going to win both?
I don't know if we'll win both, but we won't.
Yeah.
What team do you reckon he's going to put out for Southampton then?
They're missing their best centre back. I think he might be out for both games. Like, he's been a monster for them this season. Listen, obviously we can't forget our season and the form that we was in before we went on a good run. But with the form that we're actually on now, you would hope that it breeds the confidence to go on and actually push and continue this winning run. I don't see any reason why we can't go to Southampton and win both games. It will all come down to our performance, not because they've been on some great form.
And they're probably going to play depleted teams, aren't they? They're going to play different teams as well. So it depends on whose squad's stronger in depth as well. I mean, surely.
They're going to be up for it. They're going to be up for it. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was a draw last time at the Emirates, but I think we're in better form this time around. And I think the difference is they're playing at home. They're going to have to come at us. I think they're playing at home. Are they playing at home?
Yeah. I've just checked.
They're going to have to come at us, right? The onus is on them, and I think that probably suits us more. Having thought about it,
I think they'll sit back. I don't think they're going to come out and attack us. I think regardless of if they're playing home or away, I think they're going to sit back, and I think
they're going to approach it. It's FA Cup. This is how we're going to play it.
Yeah, I think it's more of more a reflection on us than them and how we play and how we attack the game. I think if we're able to break them down, we should be able to win. But ultimately, I mean, they really only have Danny Ings as a real threat for me going forward, and maybe Theo Walcott. But I feel like we will have a lot of possession of the ball, and we're just going to have to be able to break them down ultimately. And it might be a 1-0 game for Arsenal, obviously.
All right. Do you know what? Like, it's going to be tough, but I'm much more confident now that you got Partey and you got Gabriel's going to slot in as well. So let's not forget that Martinelli's going to come in. I think we're going to expect a lot of Martinelli. And it's nice that they've been able to not rush Martinelli back. Like in the past with youngsters, we just rush them back, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
But because like the form of Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe is being on point, they've not had to. So, and then look, it's giving Aubameyang his chance in there as well. He's been playing in there because everyone was saying, you know, leading up to that last game to drop Aubameyang and put Martinelli in. So I think there's better things happening. The energy seems more positive. There seems to be something else changing. Partey plays a massive part in that because of the ball retention. Yeah, so you know, 100%. It's so different. You can see that we're getting more sustained possession, and which is then giving us an opportunity to try to forward.
You know what I've noticed as well? That Newcastle game, Xhaka didn't have that much responsibility on the ball. It was Partey. Yeah. And I think that actually benefited us a lot more than when you see Partey on it and he's the one that's trying to make things happen. Because what you tend to get from Partey is he either gets caught on the ball sometimes because he's not that mobile and he's not that confident in making those risky passes. Yeah. Or he tries to make a pass and he just hasn't got it in the locker as Partey. Like you saw when Partey done that pass to assist Damian, then you saw minutes later Xhaka tried to do it and it was well off. So that's the difference. That's literally the difference. And remember, like when you watch Partey in that game, he was actually he's come back for the first game where he played against Palace. Like he probably like 70% fit. Like the guy, imagine once he gets going, like the difference he can make.
Man, you know, that guy, he reminds me of McElhaney, you know. I won't put him there just yet. Yeah. But that guy, you see what happens when you spend the money right?
Do you know what? You can see his physicality, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah, when you spend it right.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you know what? Do you know what I like about him as well? You can see he's got recovery. Like if he loses the ball, he could get back. Or if it looks like he's physically going to lose out because of just the way the ball's turned out, he somehow still manages to come out on top physically and be there for the ball. And even when he gave that ball to Aubameyang early, it was the way he turned when the ball came to him. He turned very quickly and then he knocked it out with his outside of his boot. Straight away gave Aubameyang a chance. And this is it. It's making a massive difference. And as Kesh rightly says, I don't think Xhaka's looking more as exposed either. Because then, you know, if he makes a bad ball or something, he's got enough backup, I think, now. So it's massive.
Look at the teams that we play. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think against better teams, Xhaka still exposes us. Right?
Oh yeah, of course. He's not my favorite. Of course, I'm not changing my opinion.
Xhaka can leave tomorrow if you wanted to.
He looks better with Partey next to him.
He does look better.
He looks better with Partey next to them. I mean, and then he looked like he was, you know, Ronaldinho reborn, and now
and then when they played Xhaka and Elneny, it all turned to shit. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like, "Oh, hold on a minute, he's not actually that good." You know what I mean? At one point, people were going, "Oh, actually, Elneny's doing all right, isn't he?" And like, "No, mate, you were just."
No, but he was doing well. He was doing well, but then back to usual self.
He's done all right. Everyone in the chats, look, if there's anyone that wants to try and come, you know, want to come on and give their opinion, let us know. We'll drop the link in there. A lot of people saying Cedric's had a good game. Let's see. Ekena Boldo says, "Hey guys, my unpopular opinion, we weren't that terrible those days. If you analyze the game individually, we were actually losing by one odd goal here and there," I think he's saying. So the period where we were losing, he's saying we weren't that bad. You know what? That's not a bad shout, because we could argue that there was about 2 or 3 games where it looked like we were coming on top and then a man gets sent off. How many points did we lose out of that? 3 games that happened, right?
Yeah, 3 games that happened where we got a red.
Gabriel
cost us 9 points.
That's 9 points. You're right.
That's a possible 9 points. So, like, even if one of those games never happened, we'd be in a totally different position now.
I disagree because I think we were still not able to create, man. Come on, let's be honest. We
well,
were
what
so
game was
boring.
it?
We couldn't create. We were having no shots on
The
target.
Burnley game. The Burnley game. We were looking like
it was crap. We were not able to create. So even if they stayed on the pitch, yes, we would have had a better chance of getting points those games. But I don't think we would have won all
one
three
of those games. No, I'm not saying all three of them, but one of those games. I think it was the Burnley game. I think it was the Burnley game. We were getting on top of them. We looked like we were going to push on for the next goal. Boom.
Yeah, I remember.
And straight away it happened. And that's 3 points just there, yeah?
Yeah.
And then, do you know what I mean? So you could argue maybe, I'm just looking at what he's saying. I'm playing devil's advocate with what the guys are saying in the chat. Saya says the reason midfield move are stuck this season because Ceballos don't play his role as centre midfielder that push ball forward from midfield area. So basically he's saying he's not playing the ball forward. He's too side to side. Yeah, a lot of us have complained about a lot of side to side.
I've seen it, man.
Look at this one. Ibrahim Demny, what game would you rather win, guys? The FA Cup or League?
That's not a question. It's both. We don't have a choice.
What question is that?
I don't understand. Both.
Do you know what? Yeah, like Africa could tell you about this. Yeah, I started doing all this. Every time he asked me a result, I'm like, "Yeah, man, we're winning." Yeah, man. And I said we're going to win the next 5. Yeah, we went on that 7-game loss, like that run. So then I just lost it. Yeah, and then now we're winning again. But I don't want to like. Oh my god, my dog's making all sorts of noises here. Shut up. So anyway, I've dropped the link in there. Theo Ekpe says he wants to come in. I'm not saying where you come. Let us know where you're coming from, Theo. Come and say your bit.
And no Spurs fans.
No Spurs fans. Listen, Ben Davies is in the house. He's a Spurs fan. Flo's in the house.
Yeah, he's allowed though because he's here every week.
Here we go. We got some.
No Spurs fans.
Hey, listen, I got some guy who's come in. His name is Enrico. Sounds suave. Shall I put him in? Yeah, he's got no picture though. Enrico's coming.
Hi guys.
Where's your video, man? Where's your camera, man?
Oh man, I look rough today. I was drinking last night.
A name like Enrico
Man,
and look rough.
Put your picture up.
With a name like Enrico.
Do you want me to show my face? Do you want me to show my face?
Well, maybe don't ruin it. Maybe let us just think that you're Enrico Suave, like with his hair and shit and linen trousers, white linen trousers. You know what I mean? Villa.
Yeah, I'm from Rome, Italy, by the way. I'm from Rome.
Enrico from Italy. That's even better. Go on in. Like, come on. Get your face on the screen. Come on, man.
Okay. There I am.
Enrico smooth, like.
Ciao.
Ciao, bello. Ciao.
Ciao, bello. Oh, Enrico, man. Thank you for coming on from
No
Italy.
worries, guys.
Talk to us. What do you want to talk about? Hit us with some of your, give us your opinion or whatever it is you want to ask us.
What do you guys think of so far of the season? Like, I know it's been like really hard. I think with Arteta, you can tell that he's a novice manager. He's learning on the job. But I feel down the line, I think he'll come good. I think you can see there's a plan, and obviously, if the board back him, I think there's a good manager behind. I really do.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys think of so far of Arteta and what he's doing this season?
I mean, look, I'll let the guys answer. Springer, you can answer first, and then you guys crack on.
Personally, I never wanted Arteta, but he's in the job now, and the board was never going to give you a manager with the experience who they got to pay money for. So it is what it is. I'd like a proper established manager, but we're with him now, and I'm telling you now, they're never going to get rid of him. Yeah. So we all just kind of have to just suck it up and just think this is our manager now and just support him. That's where I am now with it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, Archangel's telling you, Enrico, we're missing off your face. He's saying he wants to see your face. He obviously thinks you're a bit he's handsome, isn't it?
It's Arteta's first job. Yeah. If he was at another team, in the fuckery what's been happening, no one would say nothing. It's because it's Arsenal, but the board employed him. So you know what? We just got to back the man.
Yeah. You know what?
He's not going anywhere.
I have to say this, Enrico. I think when he first came, I thought he talked really well. I thought he said everything he wanted to hear, and he seemed to hit the nail on the head as to what the problems were. Right. The only doubt was was his inexperience gonna, like find him out? Was it too soon? We knew he had the capability, but we were just worried it was too soon, right? And obviously, we now witnessed this journey of his. Sorry about that. We witnessed his journey of this, where he's making the mistakes along the way, and we have to suffer with it. But at the same time, now I could see signs. I could see what he wants to do. So for me, I think we should give him another window because, like, he's going through getting rid of all the deadwood, and now we got to give him his chance with his own players. That's where I stand with that.
It's the same thing with Andrea Pirlo at Juventus. He's had issues as well, and look at his team. He's got players like Ronaldo, Dybala, and he's had issues. And he's a novice. Like literally before he became the manager of Juventus, he was meant to be the under-23 manager, and he's had issues. So it can happen to anyone. So if you give him the right tools, then he can succeed. If not, it will take time. That's what I think. So.
All right. Well, I mean, that's where we're at. I mean, if you African or Kesh, you want to give your points across with regard to where you're at with the Arteta thing. Actually, I'd like to know. I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride. I mean, I know African was like almost at that point where he's trying to dump that girlfriend and he can't, and he's not sure whether he should or not. Where are you at the moment, African, with this? With Arteta?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was already quite explicit from the beginning. I mean, like Springer, I didn't want Arteta, but I mean, I really saw a lot of good things when he came in terms of discipline and change of the culture and values of the club. A lot of like Arsene Wenger-like stuff, values, like father type stuff that I enjoyed. But then I also saw the part where he was lying to us, and he also had that trait where he covers a lot of things that I felt Arsene Wenger did very well for a lot of years. He used to blatantly lie to us, and then like the next day he'd sell a player that he just told us he wouldn't sell, right? So I saw that with Arteta, but ultimately I knew that he didn't have the tools. I knew that the team is not good enough. We have a very average squad, and he was doing really well to win the FA Cup with them. And I just expected more from the summer transfer window, and I wanted him to be more aggressive and demand more from the board in terms of money, because we didn't have the creative midfielder we needed, and we went into a season where Mesut Ozil's not in the squad. You got rid of Torreira and Guendouzi, and you have El Neni and Xhaka as your midfield options. I mean, come on, that's just such a joke. I mean, no other top club in the world ever go into a season with like 3 midfielders bang average who are fit for the entire season, right? So yes, ultimately he didn't have the players, he didn't have the squad, so many issues, but he was making a lot of bad decisions. And when he started to lose, and he was consistently losing, it came to a point where, like, yes, I know it's not his fault, but he had to go because we were just losing too many games, and bleeding had to stop. And now he's stopped the bleeding. He's recovered. We're winning. He's making right decisions. He's playing Smith Rowe, playing the younger guys, making the right substitutions, and he's gotten Partey back. So I'm back to being neutral. I want to see what he does in the summer when he gets the Arteta type players that he says that he needs, right? We're loaning the players, which I agree with Springer. Cool, loan them. But then in the summer, actually go buy the players that, you're supposed to buy. And once you buy those players, I can say, okay, this is my manager. This guy's trying to bring in Mbappe and Neymar. And, of course, those are not going to happen. But I want to see ambition in the type of players that he wants to bring in and be like, cool, this guy's actually a baller. Like, he's going to do really good for us. And until then, I can't really make a decision. And as Springer and Chris said, we're not going to change our manager. We know how Arsenal is like. So there's also some part of me that says nothing is going to happen. So I might as well give it a chance and be positive as long as I can be, and as long as he keeps making the right decisions. And when he doesn't, then you put your hands up and you say, listen, no, I don't agree with what he's doing. And he's showing, again, his inexperience and inability. But, let's see what happens. Good transfer window so far. We made 2 signings that we definitely needed, the goalkeeper. And, I mean, Odegaard can be a really good signing. I think my issue is I don't have trust that Arteta will play him as much as I would like him to play. I think I want him to play almost every other game, if not every game if possible, if he stays fit. And I think that will really change our team.
Guys, we're going to have to keep this moving because we've got other people waiting. So, Enrico, sorry, brother.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And take care,
Come again,
other guys as well. Thank you so much.
Come again. I got to give other guys a chance, bro. See you later. Bye. Ciao. Right, so next in the house, we're going to get it spicing up now, I reckon, guys. Yeah, so we got Mr. Anti Arteta. He was out, if you remember. So this is going to get interesting. Flo Zanelli in the house from Australia, right, Flo?
Hey, mate.
G'day, mate. And then we've got a Mr. Featley from Featley TV, who is also Arteta out. So do you know what I've just done here, guys? We were just chilling. Everyone's doing their own shit, minding our own business, talking about this down here. It's all been cool. And then suddenly what I've done is I've just not thought about what I've done here. And I've brought in... Arteta out.
The thing is though, yeah. If
Arteta out,
Arteta
bro.
loses 3 games, yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, fuck him, get him out.
All right,
If
so
he
come on
wins,
then.
yeah,
Come on
you're
then.
allowed to change your mind. When you're
Come on
vexed,
then.
you're
They're in, yeah.
Hey.
Flow. Yes.
I'm here to
Flow.
take over.
Come on. Flow. Come on. Now,
No,
obviously,
boys.
we haven't spoken since all the bad results that Arteta was getting. Things have started to be a little bit more positive. It's going to be interesting to hear your sort of side of things at the moment. Where's your mind at? Because you was purely Arteta out when I last spoke to you. What's your take on what's going on? This is going to be interesting now. Freshening it up here.
I think since we've been on a good run, I think we should just give him a 3-year contract extension because
Shut up. He's on a wind up. I know he's on the wind up.
Nah, look, boys, it's all so far so good. He's done well. And also with this January window, we've gotten rid of the players that we needed to get rid of. But let's not forget, we can't just look at these last 6 games or 7 games and forget about the previous 16, 17. So for me, everything's looking all right at the moment, and we're getting rid of all these players. But we need to do more. We need more than this young kid from Real Madrid, and also for Arteta, it's not he's still got a long way to go. He's still it's business back to, as usual, because he still needs to keep climbing up that ladder, and we're also involved in the FA Cup, Europa League. We need to go deep into the competitions, if not try to win one at least, or Europa for me, or FA Cup. And he also has to improve on the last season's finish of 8th place for me in order to continue. Because if he falls short of a higher than 8th place finish and doesn't go deep into these FA Cup or the Europa League, for me, you are rewarding failure, in my opinion. So it's not, stick with Arteta. He's doing great. He's only done good. He's only done well these last 6 games. So for me, it's not all, forget about the previous 16 or 17, and everything's, hunky dory. For me, he's got a lot to prove still. For me, he's still not. He's still not out of the firing line at the moment. So I still think our major improvement as a marquee signing still needs to be a new manager for me. So. Nothing's changed there, Lev. Don't worry, mate. I'm still back on Earth. I haven't gone to Mars yet.
Flo, next December, Arteta's getting contract extension.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What
That's
is that?
Arsenal move? Yeah, remember I said that.
Is that going to be based on his performances, or are you just saying they're just going to give it to him?
We finished 7th, man. They give him a contract extension, man.
But that's rewarding failure, in my opinion.
Well, you could argue though, but you could argue he's got to get rid of these players, and now he's going to bring some in the January transfer window. And we know that obviously the team's not good enough in certain areas, but I expect us to go on a run now. Well, Mr. Featley, let's give Mr. Featley a little shout out here. So you're in. Thanks for coming on. I've seen you in our chats before. You gave a few comments the other day. So you got clearly hashtag Arteta out. How are you sort of seeing the way things are panning out at the moment, and obviously what's going on in the transfer window? Is it impressing you at all, or are you still in that same stance that you're not sort of happy?
Well, let me just say, but obviously after the load of defeats we had, and obviously I couldn't go with this Arteta thing anymore. But when you've come to the last 4 or 5 games, yes, he's done well, and I've praised him for doing well. He changed it against Newcastle, done well, and yeah, we've picked up form, especially with the likes of Smith Rowe into the team, Martinelli, and that. And the transfer window, pleasantly surprised at the fact that Arsenal have actually gone out and actually got 2 signings, even if they're loan signings, and we might not be able to get them on a permanent. We've got 2 signings that fill a gap for the rest of the season and try and get us back up that league table. Now I feel that the real test comes in the next load of fixtures we got coming ahead, because the fixtures we've played, most of them you would expect us to win. So the next fixtures we've got are teams that are above us and are very good. So if he can get like a positive result, even maybe out of the United game, right? A positive result out of that, then I might be looking at, okay, maybe you've draw me back a little bit, and you prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, then I'll definitely make a video on my own channel and say I was wrong. But
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out. Let's hope he does prove you wrong. Some of the guys here.
So.
Yeah, some of the guys here. So, Theo, I know you was trying to get in, buddy. It was just a bit packed. I was waiting to put you on next. So, if you still want to get on, let us know. You guys in the chat, if you still want to come on, let us know. We'll keep this moving and give you your chance. There's a few mixed sort of opinions in here. People are saying, it's going all right. Others are saying, we need a bit more. Arteta really need to set high standards for players in winning mentality. That was going back to that convo we were having with regard to Cedric, whether Cedric should be playing ahead of Bellerin, and hopefully he's not sort of bringing him back. So, there's a few people agreeing with us and a few people disagreeing with us. Right. So, I mean, where should we take this to now, guys? I mean, if there's anyone else who want to sort of bring something up, here we go. We're getting somebody else in now. A gentleman called Ibrahim. Doesn't seem like he's got a camera though, and he doesn't seem like he's connected. Ibrahim, are you there?
Hiding their faces and all this, man.
I don't understand this thing. They come on.
I can't stand it on the streams. This is your thing, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing for but
I don't understand why they're doing it. They come on here and they just
don't look at me, Springer. Don't look at me.
I'm just gonna kick him out. So yeah, come on now. Don't come on here with no cameras and shit. Like, at least come on with a mic. At least do something. So, what are you? Go on. What are you saying
for this regarding the Arsenal board and Edu and the recruitment team of getting players out?
Go on, mate.
So far, the business in January. Look, we know January is a hard transfer window to bring in good quality players unless you're desperate and want to spend the money. But so far they've done well in getting rid of like the Mesut Ozils, the Socrates, and other players that they're trying to get out, and that's all good and well. But for me, come the summer, this will determine Arsenal's next 3 to 5 year plan going forward. And it's all well and good getting rid of these players, but Edu's legacy will be judged on what he does this summer. We have to go out now. We've got heaps of money sort of in wages to spend, and we have to go out and really go after the likes of like a Jack Grealish. I don't care if it costs 80 million. That's not the thing that's really frustrated with me with the fans is all of a sudden all Arsenal fans have become accountants, and they're all saying, "Oh, but we don't spend that kind of money. We don't spend that kind of money."
Yeah.
We are the third best club in England, and also probably in the top 10 in the world. So we have money. This notion of Arsenal's got no money, only 20, 30 million every summer to spend, or 50 million is just paper talk. So for me, in the summer, we have to really go out and recruit about 3 to 4 players that it's like the core of our team. We need, we really need to recruit, and also we need to push hard, to challenge for the league, because if you challenge for the league, you are guaranteed a top 4 finish. So you can't just get 1 or 2 players in and say, "Oh, now this is enough for a top 4 finish," because that's not good enough. So Edu's legacy will really be, shown and judged on the summer of what he does in the incoming. So I think this summer is a very, very big. So we've been saying this every year, but I think this summer now, because the board have been coming out and saying themselves that once we get rid of these players, then we're really going to put our foot forward with signing all these players, and really change the whole Arsenal way of operating things. So I think this summer is Arsenal's do or die summer for me going forward. So
I don't get what this is saying.
Let's hope the talking stops and the actions start.
Look what James Steele is saying. 2 crap loan signings, 160 million loss exposed, bad recruitment and contract management. I'm not sure if he's referring to the 2 loan signings that we've just got in. I don't think they're crap. I don't think they're crap at all. I think they're quite shrewd.
I think it's shrewd business, and it leaves us with opportunity to actually go and do
something in
what we want to do in the summer, rather than actually being what's it called?
Confined.
Robbed by other clubs. Because, listen, we can go and spend 40 million. We can easily go on for 40 million for Buendia. But the moment that Buendia deal does not work, fans are happy now. They're going to say, we should have signed him. Why not wait till the summer where you can then assess the situation with Jack Grealish? If Man United not going in for it, then it will be criminal for us not to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather that. I'd rather he'd save that money and put it towards somebody that's real quality and do what he's doing now, right? Getting Odegaard in, hopefully.
The thing is, as well, is that if we've got these two loan signings and they turn out to hit the ground running, right, and give, say, a Smith Rowe a challenge in that spot as well, then not only you give cover to Smith Rowe and give him a help in hand and we don't burn him out, is the fact that we've got the advantage to know we've got a good player on our hands, right? And we can then go to Real Madrid and say, we want that player. And I want Arsenal, if it is a good signing, to go to Real Madrid and say, here's the money, we want him.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, like, we've got others want to come in. So, Steve, I'm going to have to let you go as well now, buddy. Thanks for coming on. You guys in that chat, I'm trying to keep it fair for everyone. If you want to come in, let us know. We'll drop the link. See you soon, Mr. Featley. Thank you for joining us. All right. So, why?
The thing I want to comment on, because a lot of people say, oh, if you don't get a buyback on him, listen, at the end of the day, Zidane doesn't fancy him, not because the player's not quality. He's not liked him. Remember, Zidane was the youth team coach when Odegaard first went there at the age of 15.
Yeah.
And they did not get along. People say, oh, but he's a flop because Zidane don't want him. What, is Reguilon a flop? Reguilon had a very, very good season at Sevilla. And then he went back to Madrid in the summer and they didn't want him. He's gone at Tottenham and he's doing his job. Yeah. He's doing an exceptional job. Not because the player does not be wanted. Listen, you have to remember, managers got their own systems and everything. And if the player doesn't suit their system, he's not going to play him. Like, the guy plays as a 10 or he plays off the right, but he drifts inwards. That might not be something that Zidane fancies.
No, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Like, Springer, you've been a bit quiet up there, bruv.
So I'm just watching the chat.
Yeah. What is there anything you seen you want to bring up? Anything? Go on. I'm going to give you a lucky dip, Springer. Lucky dip. I'm going to give you a lucky dip.
Chance to get Zaha, but instead Pepe. Like, that's old news, man. We've lost the money on that. We can't even talk about that.
Oh, is it you talking about this guy, James Steele?
Yeah.
This is just James Steele's on a roll now. We're picking out all his ones, not for good reasons though, James. Do you want to go on, Goon, African? Do you want a lucky dip? Do you want to look? Is there anything in the chat that's probably like has come up for you?
No, nothing bothering me. I'm just happy, as we're all saying right now, and it doesn't matter whether you're Arteta in or Arteta out. You can see that we're all on the same page. When we see something good happening for the club, we can all acknowledge that. And today has been a good day for Arsenal and Arsenal fans because we finally made, although decent loan signings as a second that can make an impact for the rest of our season, which is as much as we could have hoped for as Arsenal fans this window. So I'm quite happy. I just want us to continue playing well and creating more chances and giving the people who deserve the opportunities game time, because I think Willian and Pepe ultimately are now our squad players or rotation players. So, I don't want to see them in the team again, till the summer.
We're going to welcome another guest on now, Theo Ekpe. Is that right? Am I pronouncing it right, bro? Theo Ekpe? Is that right? Can you hear me? Yo, Theo, where are you coming from? Whereabouts are you? I can't hear you, bro. Can anyone else hear? Can anyone else hear me? It's just me. Theo, we can't hear you. Can you hear us, bro? You can hear us, but we can't hear you. Right, like my sign language is shit. So
you gotta leave and go back.
I'm gonna have to let you go, bro. If you could sort out your mic, let us know. I've got another guy coming. Ibrahim Demni's gonna come in. Let's have a look. He's a guy with no camera. Ibrahim, but he's breathing heavy as well.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ibrahim. Yeah, I can hear you, but can you step away from your mic, bro? Like you're breathing heavy down there, and I'm starting to get worried. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Is it better now?
Okay. Yeah. Where are you calling from, brother?
I'm from Tunisia.
Tunisia?
Yeah.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Ibrahim, you're an Arsenal fan, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to us, man. You're here. You got your chance to say what you want to say from Tunisia. Hit us with your question or your thoughts.
My point of view, on Arteta especially is a little bit different, because I think he came in a really difficult situation. Like the club, the accumulation of the mistakes that the previous management did under Arsene Wenger and under Gazidis especially, just fell to that period when Arteta joined and Edo joined. They found all those problems, and they cannot sort them just in one window or two windows, because we cannot splash the cash in just one window like a Man City or the Chelsea can. So we have to accept that the owner will not invest that much, and we cannot change it just in a limited period of time. So we have to give him time. He's trying. The new management, him and Arteta especially, him and Edu, they are making the right movements. They're a little bit slow, I know, but they have no choice. They don't have the cash, especially under the current circumstances, the COVID and stuff. They don't have the cash to just buy all the players and sell all the players, especially since no one wants our players.
Oh, listen, Ibrahim, I'm gonna put you in the Lions den here, right? So I hate to do this. I hate to do this to you.
I've description, yeah, and he took the job. That's no excuse.
Listen. I'm gonna put this one to Flo, yeah. Flo. So Flo, Ibrahim is saying that we need to give Arteta time. And he's also saying we don't have the money to splash. So now I'm gonna put this one to you because I know how passionate you are about this particular subject. Ibrahim saying we don't have the money, despite you saying we do have the money. What you got to say to Ibrahim about that?
Arsenal is a self-sustaining club. Arsenal don't need Stan Kroenke to generate his own money into the club. Arsenal, if this is open to the public, you can go and have a look at Arsenal's account. Arsenal have an excess of over £200 million in their account. They have money. So this notion of people saying that the club doesn't have money, this is I think Gazidis from the Wenger era, brainwashing fans have got them sucked in to this notion that we have no money, and now all of a sudden everyone's gotten into that saying we've got no money. Arsenal have money. Arsenal don't need Kroenke to invest his own money in order to buy players.
What's that? Something.
I think it's coming from.
I think it's him. Yeah, I'm just muted that there. Yeah, just that because that's
and also for this Arteta to give him time. Arteta got this job based on a recommendation from Pep Guardiola, and our board at that time with Vinay in charge of recruiting the manager. First and foremost, he had no idea, and this was the cheapest option, and that's why he went there. And also someone that the board can control and say, you know what?
I'm not convinced.
This is a privilege for him to take this job, and he will say, yes, I'll take it, and that's why they did it. Because we at that time were interviewing Allegri and all these others.
And they didn't want it.
And they made their demands, and then our club said no. So Arteta was like the cheapest option and the easiest option. For me, Arteta is these previous 6 games, he's done well, but you cannot not look at the previous 16, 17 and say, he has to give him time. Time is earned, he's not given. So in order for him to get time, he has to show that he can manage these players. His tactics has to be right. In game situations, he's got to have some, nous about him. So for me,
I want Kesh to come in on this because I know he wants to say something. I'm just going to let Ibrahim go. Ibrahim, listen, we've had to mute you, bro, because I don't know what was going on. It sounded like we were talking to Darth Vader. So we've muted you. I hope you liked the sort of what Flo had to say about that. So thanks for joining us, Sakesh. I know you're chomping to tell Flo, what your thoughts are. We're moving just over an hour, so we'll wrap it up.
I agree with a lot of what Flo's saying, that we should not forget the last 6 or so months. We shouldn't. Of course, we shouldn't. Yeah, and I say it all the time that Arsenal fans are too forgiving. But at the same time, I do think we need to actually use context with the way we're judging Arteta. Yes, we can say he hasn't made the right decision. He hasn't made the right decision, but then at the same time, do you not make a manager job who's a rookie? It should be our job to make sure he's got the right tools to go and at least do a okay job. Like we didn't like the fact we took away a Ozil, from him and not give him a number 10. You see the difference that a Smith Rowe make just by having a number 10. So imagine if Ozil wasn't taken away from this thing, we probably would have strung a lot more better results rather than the losses that we've taken and the draws we've taken. We could have had a few more points on the table. And I just feel it's a combination of Arteta, the people in charge on the board, Edu, and Kroenke for not actually recruiting people who's making correct sporting decisions. Like for me, I know you say that Kroenke were self-sustained. For me, it's not about the issue of pumping money in. It's not about that. What it is for me with Kroenke is he's not concerned about the sporting side of the club. He's more concerned about the financial side and what's coming in. At the end of the day, I don't feel if your owner don't think or try to feel what the fans are feeling, it can never work. And for me, like Arteta could possibly go on and do a great job in the next year or so, but I don't think Arsenal will be that team who end up going on to winning the Premier League, then actually challenge. I think if we was to win the Premier League, I think we'll drop off again. I genuinely feel that because I just don't see everyone pulling in the right direction and having the same vision. The vision has to stem from the owner and then flow through downwards.
Maybe. I agree with you. I mean, Flo's, I don't know where Flo's gone. Go on, Springer. You've heard what's being said there, bro.
You see exactly what Kesh said there, yeah? When Kroenke's bought the club, they weren't buying it as football fans. They was buying it. This is a business. What can make me money?
Yeah.
As long as Arsenal keep making them money, they don't care whether we win trophies, where we finish. As long as it keeps making money, they don't care. Because, Lev, if you, it's like if you bought some kind of business like a little corner shop, yeah, right?
Why you have to stereotype me with a corner shop? What? So because it's me, it's a corner shop. Let me get it. Is it a Turkish shop? Does it have like music in the back? And you come in there, you say yes, boss man. You got some Raw Rizzler, boss man. Am I that guy? Is that what you're saying?
You get what I mean? Like it's just business. It's just a business what generates money. They don't care whether you know what I mean. Where Arsenal finish, as long as you, if they want to make 50 million a year, for an example, as long as you keep hitting that target, they don't care whether you win a trophy. As long as you're hitting the target, you see how like they always they put so much merch on the websites,
yeah,
and every fucking fan.
Oh, did you see that they launched the Chinese range for Chinese New Year?
Yeah,
on the day that Ozil was leaving.
It's
like bitchiness
almost, isn't it? It's like it's like marketing bitchiness.
You can tell they're battling each other. Ozil he ain't let up. He hasn't let up. Like he's making it known that he's gone. Like you know what I mean. But
he's still releasing pictures of himself in an Arsenal shirt and a Fener shirt, shaking his own hand in different shirts.
He loves it. He loves it.
It's like some real bitchiness going
Even
on.
In his bio, I swear it says he still plays for Arsenal.
Yeah, it still says it.
Ozil's a bastard. You have to laugh. He's a bastard, you know. He's a bastard. That's what he is.
Yeah, but he's classy with it.
Both of them are.
You gotta say he is, though. You gotta say he's classy with it.
His PR team is something else.
Yeah, man. He's the fifth most influential player on social media.
Take it into consideration, yeah. You've changed the old front of your Twitter, like the theme, the color. That M sign was red. It's now the Fenerbahce color.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah. But you decided to leave that you play for Arsenal in it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's pettiness on a different level.
Flo, where did you go?
Sorry, man, I'm just on my phone and I got a phone call. That's what.
He was just like Kesh was telling you his opinion. You just disconnected us. Fucked off. It was just
sorry, Kesh. My apologies, Kesh. Sorry, man.
Kesh was like, "What? No, I'm joking." Yeah. So, go on. Now you muted yourself. Can't hear you. Jesus, it's all this technical. What's he doing?
Flo, you're muted, bro.
Flo's having a mirror technology.
I'm feeling that angle he had as well. Like it's a bit. Anyway. Yeah. So look, we've got the games coming up Saturday. It's September. This is an hour and 10 minutes, so we'll wrap it up soon. Yeah, we've got the games coming up Saturday. What there's been stories as well with Danny Ings being connected with us. Like, sort of, I've seen that around. Would you have it instead of like?
I think we're going to be all over that in the summer.
Yeah, I genuinely do. You think that's a bit of us, yeah?
I genuinely do. Like, he's going to be on a free. He's proven that he can score 15 plus goals a season. What more do you want from a striker?
He was unlucky at Liverpool, got bad injury. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when he looks lethal, doesn't he? He's quite deadly in front of goal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's back again. This guy.
Sorry, boys.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's cool.
He's so rude.
Sorry, boys. Well, apologies.
Like,
I'll get calls from work and shit, that's all.
I just wanted to
Can't hear
talk
you
about
guys.
the summer window. Listen, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for us in that summer window. Like, if you look at solutions, like, if we're trying to be shrewd, you've got to be looking at the likes of the Pie, who's going to be on a free. You've got to look at the likes of Danny Ings. That's how you build a good squad. Players who you know he can come in and they can produce numbers. You know, Pepe can come in and score 10 goals a season. You know that it can happen. He can come in and provide competition for a Martinelli. And that's the thing that I see a lot of people saying, oh, but Emil Smith-Rowe, we've got to watch his progress. Listen, you didn't hear City saying before they bought Sane, oh, Foden's coming through. Like, we can't bring Foden. Come on. Good competition breeds success. And for too many years, we've always... We have Ozil for the last 7 years with no competition for it. You can even say that's probably why he performed the way he was in some games, because there's no pressure on him.
Good shout, Kesh. Yeah, had he got someone that was good to take his place, like if he wasn't performing, would that have pushed Ozil more?
I think it would have pushed him because, listen, we're all human beings, and we know when there's no pressure on us, sometimes we slack off. That's just the natural human being instinct. Like, he knows every week I'm going to be in the starting lineup. There's times when he used to pick and choose what games he used to play. He wants to play. So there's no pressure on him.
So there's other people saying they want Memphis in.
Imagine having Memphis and Martinelli sharing that left wing spot.
Yeah, well, that is possible. You could get Memphis. I mean, there was a lot of hype with Memphis when he went to United, but then very much like Pogba, it could have been that he went there too young.
And you know what the thing about that deal is for me? Like, I don't like when a player leaves a rival team from the Prem and it flops, but then they go somewhere else and they still don't pull up trees, and then they try to come back to Premier League. The good thing, he's gone to Lyon and he's done what was expected of him. And now he's trying to push on again and come back to the Premier League and prove himself. And remember, he would have a lot of things to actually prove, because like Man United sold him. He's going to have that desire and that drive.
Someone saying Lookman.
That's a good option. I think Lookman's still got a lot more to offer. I think he's got a lot more to offer. And amongst the right squad and the right setup, I still believe he can offer something.
What about the Balogun saga then? Yeah, go on, Springer. Go on. You want to talk about it, bro? Go for it.
Is he going to sign, you reckon? Would you give him $100,000 a week?
No.
No.
Why would you give him $100,000 a week? He hasn't done anything.
I don't reckon Balogun asks for $100,000.
I don't think it. Listen, I don't think he asks for that. I don't think he asks for that. Remember, it was the same thing. He's got the same agent as Saka, and it's the same thing that was said about Saka and some of that. Saka was demanding 90K, and I was like, fam, why would a youngster that, you know, he's got it all for him right now, there's a place in the team for him, he's gonna play, why would he want to leave? He hasn't even got 100 caps on his name yet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so I didn't believe any of that, and I think it's just the media trying to play us fiddle towards, because we got so much anger towards ourselves on our board. They know they can feed us that information and we'll react to it.
So you think he's staying?
I don't know if he's staying, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's financial reasons why he hasn't signed yet. I don't think it's that.
Do you think maybe Arsenal don't rate him? They've got Muller behind him coming through.
It's not even that, bro. Like, you have to understand. Cool. Eddie Nketiah, he's got what? I think a year left next season.
Yeah.
Who's got a bigger value? You can go and get 15 to 18 mil for Nketiah. Balogun now, you're going to get a little compensation from a rival team in the league. That's you're losing out. Are you going to risk upsetting bringing Balogun in, and then Nketiah is saying, "Right, like, so that means you're pushing me away." Then he's saying, "I'm not going to sign a new deal." Then you lose out on 15 to 18 mil. It's a very difficult situation.
I would sell him.
I think personally, if Eddie Nketiah had 3 years left in his contract, Balogun would have been getting games.
No,
Balogun hasn't dropped the squirt piss in the bucket yet, so I don't know why everyone's fucking. Why everyone's going.
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying, Flo, for example, we've seen enough of Eddie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's good enough?
No. I think Eddie. I think Eddie. We should come summer. We should put him on the transfer list. And
I think he will be on the transfer list in the summer.
Yeah. He's had chances and he hasn't done nothing.
I think he will be.
He's not good enough, in my opinion. So then the argument more so, Flo, is if he's not good enough, and hey, he's the youngster as a striker that's the next one up, vying for that. He's clearly not good enough. Then, logically speaking, you're thinking that the next one to come up into that position will be Balogun to say, hey, he's had his shot, give me my shot, right?
Let me put this towards
but your manager said that that Eddie is in front of him, so that's coming from the Arteta, the manager. So
let me put this towards you guys.
You're a manager, you know what I mean?
We're linked. We've been linked to Daka, yeah? He's got a release clause of, I think, 20 to 22 mil. Cool. It's a situation where you have to protect the value of Eddie. So if you can keep him happy and everything, maybe get him to sign a contract extension, you can move him on. That then pays for your Daka. You know what I mean? If you end up losing trying to play Balogun and he doesn't hit the immediate requirements, and then you end up negating a little issue between Eddie, and then Eddie doesn't want to sign, then you just lost 15 to 18 mil. Then now you're going to have to put your own money in your own pocket and go and get a Daka. It's a difficult situation, and it all stems back to us not looking after our assets and giving them contracts. So Nelly said, we won't have any more players that run their contract down to 2 years. What happens? Eddie's running his contract down to 2 years.
Bro,
so
we can't keep a man that's not good enough because of this shit. That's not the way you should be managing your team. That's just bollocks. You can't turn around and say, "Oh, this guy's not good enough." But if we don't keep him sweet and don't play him, no, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Kesh. But why? Why would they? If his guy's not good enough, he's got to go. You got to get the next guy.
No, but you can't look at it like that. What you have to look at it is Eddie is good enough to go and play for a bottom Premier League team. He's good enough. I can see Eddie flourishing in a Burnley team. What you have to understand, Eddie. Eddie's fault is not. He's in the wrong era of football where he's not suitable to lead the line. He's a poacher. He's a sort of player that you would have liked to see him play with a Alan Smith.
John Artson,
you know
nodding it down.
That's
do you know what I mean?
Like Eddie,
that's not what we got now, though, is it? Basically, what you're saying is not good enough.
Nketiah could not make it in Leeds United in the Championship, all right?
Yeah, he couldn't get Bamford out of the team.
Yeah, but I think but it's not that what's name didn't want him. What's name? Basilius even said it himself. He said there was just a few things that you knew if Arsenal. He said Arsenal should have let him stay. Eddie was actually pushing in the right direction. There's few things that he noticed in his game that he could have improved, and he would have been better for him to stay. It's not that he didn't rate Eddie, because that time Bamford could have hit a barn door, and Eddie was coming in and getting a couple of goals there and there. Now look at Bamford, because Bamford got that education over the last few months or so, and he's reaped the rewards from it.
I still don't rate Bamford, man. I don't
like. But that's what managers do, though. But
I want our strikers have to be better than a Bamford. We should all our strikers should be like, if he went to Leeds would be like, oh my god, Bamford, you're dropped. This Arsenal striker's coming.
How it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, you know what he's doing, Eddie Nketiah, and he doesn't oust Bamford and sits on the bench.
We can't forget that. We can't forget that. Listen, we've got to. Chelsea does it. They get their youth players through it. Not every Chelsea youth player is good enough, but they know that's their model. They're going to get games somewhere, and then they're going to be able to sell them on and then make money. Like Abramovich, I don't really put money into Chelsea anymore, because now they've got this module that they've built from way back when he came in. Get these youth players, loan them out, get them experience. They then get 100 senior appearance somewhere. Listen, what you have to understand, once you get 100 senior appearance under your belt as a professional player, as a youth prospect, you've made it. Like, you're guaranteed to be able to get sold for a profit. Eddie's now played a few games and he's got goals in this league. Ryan Brewster went to Sheffield for 20 mil. He's not even got any goals in this league. So it's now up to us to protect. We need to start protecting the assets and moving them on for a fair price.
Maya Mitchell is saying Eddie can improve. Stop shitting on Eddie. We're not shitting on anyone. We don't do that here. But what we're saying is now he's really not. He's not
the requirement. He's not at the
level. He's not at the level, and surely he'll go and he'll have a good career somewhere, or put him out on loan. And if he's as good as you think,
this is where.
This is why Arsenal fans need to understand. When you're saying we're not shitting on Eddie, we know Eddie can go and play at a decent level. But what we're saying, this is Arsenal. He's not at the required level to be leading the line for Arsenal. It's plain and simple the truth. And you got to be honest, like, we need to get this ruthlessness in us. And this is what's been holding us back for so many years. I don't want to be airing, don't shit on Eddie. Eddie can improve. How long do you give Eddie to improve? Tell me.
Boy, someone you just pissed him off, man. You just pissed off Kesh. Shaheen saying, "Hello, guys. Remember tonight we will finish in top 4." He's saying, "Man, what are you doing over there?"
He's taking the piss out of everyone.
Oh, is he? Eddie is definitely not good enough.
Come the summertime, boys. Come the summertime. Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson, Joe Willock. Pepe as well. Transfer list.
Willock for me, unless
we are too sentimental to these players, and especially to the academy players. So we have to be ruthless, mate. You have a look at the top clubs. They're ruthless, mate.
They could go abroad. Emil Smith Rowe went to RB Leipzig, and
but alone for Willock will not benefit Arsenal.
You know what our fans don't understand as well, because I saw this from the moment Akram came through. I don't really remember Akram, Chuba Akram. A friend of mine. Listen, I saw Eddie Nketiah doing a lot more than him numbers-wise. Chuba was a better player, technically a much better player, but Chuba couldn't apply himself at this level. Eddie's now at his chance. He can't apply himself at this level. Balogun, I feel, is a lot more better than him. And you have to remember, there's always someone behind you in the youth team coming up. They've just signed Moller from Fiorentina or whatever it's called, or Lazio. There's always someone behind you, and if you're not taking your chances when you get those first team opportunities, like the likes of a Saka, the likes of a Smith Rowe under Wenger, you're going to get left behind. We can't hold on to every youth player. We can't.
Yeah, you're right. You've got to keep moving, don't you? It's a production line, and some of them Arsenal make quite a lot of money putting people out that don't just cut the grade, doesn't make the grade, but they go elsewhere. They do.
We should be thankful. I remember when our youth team never used to be that great. We used to get the guys of Sanchez, Mark Randall, J. Emmanuel Thomas, and all that.
Oh my God, where they've ended up.
Justin Oyton, guys. So we should be thankful that we're getting players now who actually can make the required grade at a decent level, and you can make a profit off them. That's what your academy's there for. Some will make it through, and some won't. That's the way it goes.
How you doing, Amin Bari? Good to see you, bruv. You're in a bit late. We're going to be wrapping up shortly. We've been going out. Go on, Springer. Go on. Chuck something in last one.
Would you sell Pepe this summer? He's on a lot of money, you know.
Take a big loss on him, right?
I would, bro. Listen, you see how they was looking at what's his name? That Salman, that Israeli guy. Actually.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Solomon, Solomon. Yeah. From he's
attainable
at the moment, right?
35 to 40 mil.
He looks
more cleaner. He looks a lot more cleaner on the eye. Yeah. You can tell that he's gonna come in and he will make a bigger impact than what a Pepe offers to us. I don't care about this dribbling past players. He's nuts them. I don't care about that. What I need you to do is apply yourself on the pitch and make chances for your teammates and do it to a consistent level. I don't want these if and buts. One game you're playing well, another game you're not playing well, and then the games that he does play as well. Yeah, you have to understand. He's missing for like 70 minutes. He just scores 2 goals, and then it clouds everyone's judgment. They think he had a great game.
And it's only if they let him cut in on his left and then curl it into the bottom. into that left post.
Predictable,
And it's
honestly.
getting, do you know what? It's really frustrating because you know he's got talent on the ball. You could see it. He's just not going to do
Not
it.
for this league.
It's the IQ, bro. It's the IQ, man. It's the
Yeah,
IQ.
maybe, and also maybe the Premier League's not suited for him, mate.
Yeah, the IQ's not there either, man. You're right about that. Like the final ball. Guys, I'm gonna think we're gonna wrap this up. We've been going for an hour and 25 minutes. Like results, predictions for Saturday, guys. Tomorrow, isn't it? It's tomorrow. What do you reckon is gonna happen?
I think it's gonna be a cagey game. I think I'll go for I did go for a big score. I'm going to stick to it because I know they've lost their best centre back. I'm going to go for a 3-2.
3-2, yeah? 3-2 win, it says Kesh. Flo, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
It's a Southampton game, yeah? It's at
Southampton, FA Cup, St Mary's, and then we got them on Tuesday in St Mary's, I think.
Bogey team and bogey away ground. Ooh, let's see if your manager can turn the fortunes around. I think probably we'll win a 2-1.
You rhyming as well. Jesus Christ. All this smoke and shit coming around you just for a second there. And the crystal ball.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. And Springer. What are you saying?
2-0 to us.
2-0, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, look, I don't know. I think it's going to go penalties. It's got to go penalties, isn't it? It has to finish tomorrow, doesn't it?
No, it goes extra time.
Yeah, then it goes penalties, right?
Yeah, there's no replay.
I'm going to say it's going penalties. Yeah. I don't know what. I think it's going to go pens.
It's possible. It depends on what lineup he goes for, innit? I don't feel we should weaken the team too much. I feel we need to go there with the right mentality that we're going to get a job done rather than actually putting out tons of youths and hoping that we whisk our way to the next stage. Like, just go there and get the job done like we done against Newcastle. Obviously, it was a pity that we had to bring on the likes of Smith Rowe and Saka because the likes of Willian and Pepe didn't show up.
Yeah.
So, just put a good team out there that can get the job done. Maybe try and kill it off before the second half, and then you can rest the more valuable players.
Cool. So it looks like Danny Ings is out, people are saying, so that might not be bad. But then is Shane Long playing? He always causes us problems.
Theo Walcott.
Yeah. Theo Walcott, yeah. Any player that
Walcott.
Oh my God, he'll score again, won't he? He'll get a hat trick against us. Anyway, I think we're going to call it quits today now, man. So listen, we've got some more shows coming up. I believe Harry Symeou is going to be doing Sunday surgery with us as well now on a Sunday. So that'll be interesting. We're getting him in. We're going to do Real Talk again next Wednesday, and we'll be doing this again Friday. So keep tuned, get your notifications on, smash those likes. Let's hope we win tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you anybody else that has sort of come in and said their bit. Sorry we couldn't keep you on for too long. We'll hopefully again see you again next week. So goodbye from me. Thank you for joining us, Springer. Thank you, Kesh, and thank you, Flo. This is the Arsenal.
Spring's good to see you, man. Been a while.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this isn't a date. Can we just move this on now? So anyway, as I was saying, thank you for joining us. This is the Arsenal Lounge. Peace out.